Welcome back to more Terraria with Brian. Since the last time, I've done a fair bit of work off camera. As you may or may not be able to tell, I fought pirates again over in my renovated arena in the Hallow, and they dropped the hallowed key, and so I picked up the rainbow gun, which is pretty awesome. I also constructed a vortex beater, which was stuff that you get from the Lunar event that we did previously. And finally, I went into the hard mode dungeon and got a bunch of things. I got the wisp in a bottle, which you can see as a light source hovering above me here. And I also got all of these drops while I was just trying to get the... Oh, and there was a solar eclipse as well. And so I fought that off and got some more broken hero swords and a bunch of loot that I sold off. But I was trying to get the... I can't remember what it is. The item that gives you the immunity to curse. The Nazar, right. Which was the final piece of the Ankh charm that I needed. And so I've upgraded from the Obsidian Shield to the Ankh Shield, which will make me immune to most debuffs. And yeah, I think with all of those upgrades, I want to try fighting the Lunar event once again. And so that's going to be my goal for today. I have a bunch of chlorophyte bullets that we can use against Lunar guys and against the Moon Lord. I've constructed a little arena over here that I could use for fighting the Moon Lord potentially. Using a just kind of like stay in one place kind of strategy. And yeah, so I think that's my plan for the day. We'll see how it goes. In any case, I'm a fair bit stronger compared to last time. And so, yeah, rather than think about it too much, I think let's jump right in. I do have some endurance potions once again, in addition to kind of like the usual potions that I have. And I think that I will go ahead and buff for the Lunatic Cultist, since we had so much trouble with them last time, although both my weapons and my armor are better than they were before, so I expect things to go easier. But let's go ahead and buff, and let's fight all of these guys, and then take on the Cultist. I don't really have much in the way of an arena over here. Like, I've moved the heart statues, obviously. I guess I do still have some honey in, so that could be good. And people pointed out from the last time that I fought this guy that it's actually the case that if you hit the wrong one, when he does his little crazy effect where he like splits into like 6 copies of himself or whatever, yeah, like right now, which one is the right one? Not sure if there's a good way. That's what causes that crazy dragon that's flying around to appear, apparently, is comes when you hit the wrong one. And so I want to make sure I try to focus my attention on the correct one who has the hit point bar when possible. So I will try to do that. I have a bunch of weapons. I don't know that I really necessarily like want to use many of these weapons, but I'm doing okay for right now, and so I won't worry too much about using all the weapons that I have at my disposal, and we'll just kind of focus on doing enough damage to this guy to take him out. Focusing mostly with the Daybreak. I suppose I could like use the Vortex Speeder as well, and that's also going to make a lot of noise, but actually that does a lot of damage, and the chlorophyte bullets make it kind of home in on him, so that's actually not bad. And that'll also help me find which one is the correct one to actually fire at. But let's get some more Daybreak Spears inside of him. Oh, and let's heal. I'm going to use some of my not as good healing potions and save the good ones for later on, but that went a whole lot easier. So we've got that done, and I think I would prefer to run back home, because I know I have... Let's take a look at the map. Vortex Pillar is just to the left, and I'm fairly certain that I have some extra Vortex banners in here. I've got one anyway, an Alien Hornet banner. So let's plan to go bring it over to this area and try to use it. Let's see. Wow, it's almost right near home. I'm probably going to lose some NPCs, actually. This thing is so close to home over here, so let's try to fight off a few guys before they get to my NPCs, and then hang out the banner over here somewhere. Let's try... Yeah, I got another banner, it looks like, too. Alright, let's hang out these banners. Great, and let's also get out some damage over time with some of my various weapons. Oh gosh. And let's also go heal with the nurse, shall we? Assuming I can do so. She's right here. There we go. Great. Hopefully she'll stay alive in there. I haven't noticed already. Happy grenades. I think those were dropped by the party girl, and so I think we lost a bunch of guys, which is pretty sad. But yeah, this pillar is like way over, right near my house, which is not very nice. Bad, bad, bad Vortexians. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they're spawning over here, actually. Alright, fortunately the nurse happened to be far enough over that she's going to stay alive. And so that's good news for us. I'm going to put this down on the ground so we can fire at some guys over there. But yeah, they're spawning off screen over here. I need to go less far to the left, I think. So I can try to keep all the guys on the left-hand side of me, I think is probably the best strategy. Yeah, and I also want to move... Let's just set this up over here. Let's get Staff of the Frost Hydra maybe coming this way, actually. Or, sorry, the Rainbow Gun shooting that way. Yeah, that's good for kind of protecting guys on my flank on the right. Yeah. And now I can take out these guys. Have we brought down the shield yet? Not yet. Alright, but this seems to be doing a good job, helping to keep me alive. And yeah, my hope is that I can fight through all the pillars, I guess ideally without taking any deaths. I don't know if that's a little too optimistic, but it doesn't seem completely unreasonable to me. So we'll see if I can manage to pull that off. But with the banners that we already have stocked up, with our new weapons, etc., I feel like we ought to be in pretty good shape. And so far these things seem to be working out pretty well. Okay, I just got another banner, so let's hang it. I'm not sure if that... I think that's a duplicate banner, actually. But that's okay. And after I kill all these guys off, hopefully I can have some NPCs arrive and not die along the way, which would be a nice change of pace. And it looks like I could use a quick heal with the nurse. So we'll go talk to her really quick. Hi, Amy. And I guess I might as well turn on this thing. The heart statue. Just so I can have the extra hearts over here. But let's stay within range of these, and let's leave that out over there. So the Rainbow Gun, for those who don't know, just does damage over time in a line. It stays out for, I don't know, like 10 or 15 seconds. So it's pretty nice weapon just to do damage over time for enemies. And obviously Staff of the Frost Hydra is shooting at different guys. 50th Storm Diver, okay, neat. That's definitely a new one. So let's get that out. And yeah, last time I had to do tons of editing because I didn't have the armor, and so I kept dying, and as a result everything takes longer because whenever you die, then you have to respawn, and you have to redo your buffs or not use up all your potions and waste all your buffs, in which case everything just goes even slower. So I'm expecting I might be able to go through and show all of this. Okay, so it looks like the, what do you call is down? The shield. And so over here, I think I'll fire a Rainbow Gun through it, get some Daybreak stuff going inside of it, and get out the Staff of the Frost Hydra here would be a good thing to do. The Magnet Sphere wouldn't hurt. And then if I can just, yeah, manage to stay alive with all this, we should be doing lots of damage to this thing. I don't even think I have the Nimbus Rod on me anymore, because at this point it's doing so little damage compared to all the other damage output that I have that it doesn't really seem worth it. Alright, but there goes that pillar. So that's great. I'm going to briefly stop back at home. Slime is falling from the sky once again. Oh boy. Well, I guess we'll do the slime rain this time, just because it's going to be relatively easy to do. I just wanted to stop back here and drop off my extra fragments and extra banners once again. But yeah, I guess this time we'll go ahead and kill off King Slime. Let's also take a quick look. The pillar to the right is going to be the Nebula pillar. Do I have any extra thingy-mahoozits for Nebula? Let's check it out. I do. I have a Brain Suckler banner, and so let's get that ready to go over to the right. And in the meantime, we'll kill off a bunch of slimes. Guess I'll also collect some taxes, because why not? Hi, slimes! Okay, the music is changing right over there, and so it seems like I can probably hang this banner right here, and then fight some guys over here, I'm guessing? I hear the music. Maybe I'm still not close enough or... There's a guy. Alright. Although I said I was going to do the slime rain. Right. I'm so confused. Let's do the slime rain first. Here we go. King Slime is awoken. Just fought off some slimes here around spawn, and now King Slime is probably going to go down super fast. Yep. Just as expected. Alright. I won't bother opening the treasure bag, because it's just going to kind of clutter my inventory for the moment. Slime has stopped falling from the sky. And let's head over to the next pillar and try to take out some of these Nebula guys. Alright, where are you guys at? There we go. Let's get the rainbow gun out on the ground and then fire a whole bunch of Daybreak. And see how well the combination of those two can help keep us alive. These guys have the like horrible blindness effect that goes on you, so I have to keep an eye out for that. And let's see, there's a guy down here and over here, and I can probably hit these guys with the solar eruption through walls. So that's nice. And then guys who are more in my line of sight, we can use the Daybreak on. Oh, we lost a guide. How sad. Alright, but I seem to be doing just fine at staying alive against these guys for the moment. So I'll just continue to, I don't know, paint lazy circles around this area, trying to avoid any attacks, while at the same time trying to deal damage to any guys that I can see on the screen. It does seem like a number of them are getting kind of like caught down in this bottom area, the way this particular area is set up, since it is my tower defense arena, which we definitely need to check out the tower defense stuff again, because the last time I did it, I wasn't nearly as strong as I am now. And someone had suggested, actually, using the sentries on the towers, which is not an awful idea. I'm running back home briefly, both to hop in the honey and to talk to the nurse. Doesn't look like I've picked up any more banners for this area just yet. Nah, we lost another. Oh, Brain Suckler got me. I got blinded for a moment. We lost another NPC over there. These things, it feels like they're really close to spawn this time. Both of these pillars. I don't know exactly what the game uses as a formula. There's another banner. There we go. The game uses as kind of a formula for deciding... that's the same banner we already had, Brain Sucklers. For deciding exactly where to place the pillars on the map. And so that could be useful information for me to try to go and read about at some point. I think it would be difficult to determine empirically just by watching what happens in-game. But we'll heal from the nurse once more. And I think at this point, we're probably getting close enough to finishing off the defenses of the shield that I might want to head closer over there. Let's see. Shield is still up because I can still see the little things flying out of the bad guys. But I think let's try heading over in this direction, because it is the case. This has been my solar eclipse fighting area over here. And can I see where the pillar is? The pillar is going to be right over here. Yeah, so we can just kind of hang out in this area, I think. Might as well use some mana, since I have that magic weapon that I'm hardly using. And it also doesn't hurt to throw a rainbow gun out here, which will probably do some damage to some bad guys. But I've got a campfire and a heart lantern and things like that over in this area. Shield is not down yet. Hopefully it will be shortly. Let's go ahead and use one of my not the best healing potions once again. I guess I did go out of range of my banners, however, since I came over here. I guess I could go pick up the banners and bring them over here. I think I'll actually do that, because the banners are super valuable for killing off bad guys quickly. I don't need the map on anymore, and so long as I'm over here, let me go get a quick talk to the nurse, since I still have a healing cooldown going on. And I know we had a duplicate banner over here, and so I'll just grab one of these banners and bring it over to this arena that I've been using both to fight pirates as well as the solar eclipse. So you can see lots of banners of various types over here. And let's get this back out and this back out. And just hope various guys will fly through these things. That guy got stuck inside the rainbow gun, so that's good. 200th Brain Suckler. So apparently the Brain Suckler is the most common enemy in this oh gosh, in this particular thingy-madoo. I think it's time for another healing potion. Is the thingy down yet? It still is not. I do see a couple of hearts on the ground, and I wouldn't mind picking them up, so let's grab those. But I think actually, darn it, alright. I finally pressed my luck. I didn't notice if my buffs had run out at all there, and so it could be the case that I was taking more damage because I'd lost my buffs. But it could also be the case that I was taking more damage just because I was taking more damage. Alright, so let's quickly become as menacing as possible. And summon our Stardust cells once again. And I guess so long as I'm here, I'll also quick stack away a few things and put away an extra banner in here that I don't need right now. But we don't need our inventory too open because these guys drop hardly anything. So let's get right back in to the fray. Right, and the reason I'm moving so slowly... Oh, that's the other thing I got. I got a gold ring. Which is a drop from the pirates that I wanted to get, and it was the original reason I was fighting the pirates once again. And getting the rainbow gun was just kind of a lucky bonus on top of that. I will show off the gold ring at some point in the not-too-distant future. Oh gosh, I never buffed. So let's buff. And hopefully that will help keep us alive a bit better. And then I should pay attention to kind of where my Iron Skin and regen potions are, because they are very important to have up during this event. Alright, the shield is down. So let's get this out here, let's get this out here, let's get that out there. And then I think I will try to use Daybreak just on the pillar itself. Okay, taking a bunch of damage there. Let's maybe back off. Yeah, let's back off even more. Hop in the honey. Kill off some bad guys so I can talk to the nurse without dying in the interim. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. Oh, look at all the slime that's up here. You're overwhelmed with pain. Alright, neat. So, I was happy about that last time too, and someone commented it on the video. You're overwhelmed with pain. So I didn't think to do it when I just saw all the slime remnants up here, but basically you see these coins over here on the left. If I put on the gold ring, zing, they come flying over to me. And so basically it's a nice way to just kind of pick up all the gold. I don't think it quite reaches the entire length of the screen, but it reaches a long way. And so it's a pretty handy thing, especially when you're doing things like, you know, Pumpkin Moon or the slime falling from the sky that we just had, and then there's a whole bunch of gold just kind of like laying around. It's a nice way to pick it all up. Alright, so looking at the map, over on the right we have the Stardust Pillar near the dungeon, and on the left we have the Solar Pillar. This one will be more difficult, so I think I'm going to do that one next. And once again, I don't recall if I had any extra Solar Pillar. I do not have any extra Solar Pillar banners, and I don't need an extra Ancient Manipulator, and I don't need Mushroom Grass Seeds, and I'm really never going to use the Happy Grenades, so we'll go ahead and throw them out. And those should have quick stacked in there, and so long as I'm putting things away, let's also quick stack away some money in the piggy bank. And then we can head over to the Solar Pillar, and once we get over there, I'll need to get on the ground. And I guess I don't really need the mini-map open, because basically once we see the sky change color, we'll know we're in a good spot. But apparently it's further to the left than this. Here we go. Alright. So let's stay on the ground. The music seems to kick in before the actual monsters do. So let me try going a little bit further to the left till I actually see the sky change color. Well, the sky... Did the sky change over here? It's nighttime, so it's a little bit hard to tell. Alright, but as for the solar guys... Any other weapons I want to use? I don't have a very good flat area here to try to take advantage of the easy damage over time that the Hollow Rainbow Gun kind of gives me. So I'm not sure the best thing to do there. Maybe there's some better terrain over to the left somewhere. I don't think there is, though. Over here in the jungle, I don't know that there's a whole lot that kind of like works in my favor terrain-wise. I guess this isn't a bad spot to go ahead and fire that. We'll probably hit some bad guys, hopefully. Alright, but right now, for whatever reason, it seems like the enemies are not coming in all that quickly. And so that's affording me the opportunity to, I don't know, hit a lot of guys without taking a lot of damage so far. I have 1 minute left on my Iron Skin potion, and that's something I need to be extremely wary of. Because when that thing runs out... Oh gosh! Heal. And I'm gonna need to teleport back home, actually. Let's go talk to the nurse once again. I'll have to review some video, because it'll seem like for a few seconds I'm doing just fine, and then a few seconds later I'm doing awful and everything is crumbling around me. And I need to pay more attention to exactly what's causing all the damage. It was probably the case that I was flying around, and the flying crawlipede, or whatever it is, kind of worm, I think that thing like deals the most damage inside the solar pillar. And so it's probably the cause, would be my best guess. Let's get up here, and then stay on the ground if we can. Alright, I like being near the Frost Hydra. Try to stay on the ground. Try to get this thing somewhere where it might hit a few bad guys as they come flying in. And let's go ahead and use that. And, oh, my buffs ran out, didn't they? Let's buff. Hey, 50th core rate. I got a new banner. I don't have a place to hang up a banner here right now. I could try to construct one, but I think it would kill me. It's going to kill me anyway, so let's go home. And talk to the nurse once more. But I see where this is in my inventory. Oh, I got a Dracomire banner as well. Alright, so I'll try to hang those things once I get back. It will be a challenge, I think, to try to actually hang them. Well, I've got buffs back. I'm back up to maximum hit points. Maybe we'll be okay. And so I'm going to try to just get my rainbow gun out. Yeah, like that. So it can deal a little bit of damage. Let's get it over near where I'm going to be standing. And then let's just see if I can hollow out quickly some Space Tang banners. Here we go. There's one banner. There's another banner. Okay, great. And then I need to get this thing out again. Alright, but now we have banners for some of the most frequent enemies. And so we should be able to deal a whole lot more damage to those guys. I need to heal once again, so let's do that. Still trying to save my good healing potions, although I guess I could construct more of them at this point, actually. Sadly, I'm still taking a lot of damage. Those guys really hurt. But things are moving relatively quickly. Let's go ahead and retouch these buffs as well. And I guess I have plenty of ammunition. I could try using the Vortex Blaster against those guys as well. Maybe that's a strategy I should employ. Oh, over here, you can maybe see some of what I've done with the arena. I put some lava down here. I had the pirate over here so that it would actually be a location that the pirates could invade. And I think that'll make a decent Pumpkin Moon arena. It's still, like, not ideal, but I was just trying to throw something together quickly that would also work for the pirates. And it seemed to work not too badly. I'm sure at some point in the not-too-distant future, we'll try to take on a Pumpkin Moon once again. But for now, let's keep our eye on the prize.